What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Shyhammer Fantasy Battle Report, and I got a game, not a game, I got invited to a mini tournament by Joe Peck, and he basically, him and a couple of these other guys from the WCW, Jake Murphy, there's a couple other guys that were there. They were getting ready for Siege at the Tower, so it's 2,400 points. This is basically just to give them like some prep, understanding, learning a little bit better of Ninth Age, because a lot of them haven't had a chance to play yet, or if they did, they haven't played that many games. So they're getting ready for Siege at the Tower. So we're playing 2,400 points, same rules as Siege at the Tower. The only thing is we didn't play the secondary objectives, just because we're just having fun, more or less. So the first game they were gonna set me up against Len, and I was like, or Len actually said, he was like, dude, I played James so many times the last couple weeks. He's like, give me somebody else. So they did, and sure enough, they put me against Brian, and I've actually fought Brian long time ago in 8th edition with his Ogre army. So sure enough, he brought out Ogres today. We're going to go over what he has on the table, and then we'll also show you what I have on the table, and we'll get to the game. So first off, he has this unit of veteran mercenaries. These guys have seen it all, they've done it all, they're like immune to psychology, they're stubborn, they might have poison. They have a couple upgrades they could get for free, and then I think that's about it. You might be able to purchase more, I don't remember how that works, whatever. But 6 of them. He has a unit of saber-tooths right next to him. 3 of them, actually, it's 3 separate saber-tooths, they're not one unit. Right next to them, you can see there's 2 characters. I'll just pull up this next picture. It has all 3 characters. Actually, 4 characters, excuse me. 2 of them are level 2, whatever they're called, for shamans. I don't know what the hell their name is. Archmage or something like that. I don't know what they are for ogres. And then the guy in the back left with the big hammer, that is his Great Khan. He is extremely killy. He's extremely strong. He has quite a good chunk of armor and gear. On the right, that is his BSB, and then next to him he has 2 units. I have one kind of cut off in this picture over here, but he has 2 units. One has great weapons, so they're gonna have I believe a 5-up armor, and they're gonna that's gonna be his main bunker, more or less, because they're like strength 6 hits easily with like so many attacks. And then the unit on the left is actually a unit of tribesmen. The tribesmen have Iron Fist, which is going to give them a faster initiative, and then they also get heavy armor upgrades, so they have a 4-up armor save. So they have a 4-up armor save. The unit in the middle has a 5-up armor save. The big monster on the right, look at that, 2 big monsters on the right. I forgot the name of these guys, but basically they're going to have, I believe they also have a 4-up armor save, and then they have like impact hits and thunder stomps and a bunch of other stuff. So it's like, okay, that's his army. We're gonna go over what I brought from my Orcs and Goblins, and check it out, guys. He is finally built. He's not complete. He is not complete. I mean, you can see his left arm's not even painted. He has a black arm. I was still painting the banner, but in all honesty, right now at home, he's sitting at home. He's complete now, but in this picture, he's not. So this is my war boss Dread, the Iron Tooth, and his trusty pet Nidhogg Wyvern. Trusty Wyvern pet Nidhogg, whatever. Anyways, so I got him out. He has a 2-up armor save, a 4-up ward. He has 7 attacks, 7 plus the 3 from his Wyvern and plus the stomp. And if I call out Devastating Charge, this motherfricker could hit hard if he wants to. Or he could whiff. Anyways, over here I got my Splatterer, which I'm going to just don the lava. So that's my stone thrower, basically. Over here I got my trusty Arok, the Ragnarok, the Gargantula. He's coming out to play. And then I have over here, check this out, my Dragon Rammer. The Dragon Rammer is internet famous, of course, for the content team challenge I was in. But basically, he's coming out to play. And over here, I took out the Giant. I was like, you know what, the Giant's not doing anything for me right now. I'm gonna pull out the squigs or the gnashers, excuse me. So I got a whole unit of gnashers, about 21 of them or 22 of them, somewhere around there. Uh, they're coming out, just gonna chomp on whatever the hell they can chomp on. Over here, I got a. This is one of my characters. Actually, I'm missing some pictures. I am missing some pictures. I have 2 units of goblins. One's a unit of forest goblins. They have the poison banner, the mother's gift, and then I have a unit of cave goblins with fanatics or madgets. Excuse me. I keep on reverting to the old terminology. But I got a unit with madgets, and I think that might be it. I might have took out the git launcher. I might have not even brought out the git launcher, to be honest. I do have this character right here. This is the long shot. Basically, he upgraded. He got on a wolf finally, and he has the skull splitter weapon. It's multi-shot, always hits on 4s. For spells, this is my opponent's spells. He took 2 shamans at level 2 with Lore of Fire, and one has Burning Bolt and Smoldering Ember. The other one has Cascading Fire, or whatever it's called. I can't see it because the glare, and Fireball. As for my guys, I have a level 2 with the Arcane Tomb to give him 3 spells of Shadow, and he got Devouring Darkness, Shadow Miasma, and Turn to Smoke. And then my other level 4 Shaman, which is actually an Orc Shaman, he actually got the Inner Rage. He has the Beast Within, the Curse of the Wildwood, the Wild Hunt, and Monstrous Transformation. So that's not right. Wait, is it? Yeah, it is right. The Wild Hunt's a tribute. There you go. Over here, you can see just kind of like my whole setup here. I did bring out King Koopa, actually. King Koopa's all the way on the right. So this is kind of, I took turn 1. I believe I put everybody down first. And we're just going to go at it. So I build up my wall like this, as you can see. My goblins have the left flank. My squigs have the center next to the orcs. The orcs, I brought them out 40 deep. Or, I'm sorry, like 37 deep. Alright? And I didn't take a picture of that either. But I have just regular orc Ed Bashers. Not feral orcs. No big Stabadon. The big Stabadon is killing me. I want to bring it. But they're protected behind them by my boss Dread. The guy all the way in the back by the rock or the stone thrower, the lava, is actually just somebody I'm gluing together. He's a unit filler for the squigs. And then, as you can see, the Orc Chariot and the A-Rock are chilling on the hill. Force Goblins are all the way on the right. So, basically, he's in the center. I'm in the center. I outflank him big time. I did have a Vanguard with Longshot. Longshot just ran up to the left side. You could see him far in the picture. And then, on turn 1, I just ran him up even further behind the lines. I'm just going to pick at guys with that multi-shot bow. Magic Phase got 7 power dice. And first thing I do is I throw up Shadow Miasma. He dispels it. Alright? So I go ahead and I throw up Devouring Darkness. And I believe he lets it go through. And I go ahead and I aim it. No, I'm sorry. He doesn't let it go through. He uses the Dispel Scroll here. He just didn't want to deal with it turn 1. So sure enough, that was it for my magic. I'm going to go into shooting. I'm going to go ahead and throw, I think this is the Web Launcher first. I'm really bad at pictures today. Anyways, I go for the Web Launcher here. I go ahead and I hit him, but it does nothing. I don't think it does a single wound, but it does stick him a little bit. And then I go ahead and I do the Stone Thrower, the Lava over here, aiming center of his big guy. I'm going to go ahead and just smash him, and I misfire and I blow up my lava, and it cannot shoot for the rest of the game. My luck with this thing is so bad recently. Oh my god. Either it does nothing all day, or it does something all day. But that's all it does. As for Longshot kills off one of the Saber Kitties. And over here, I think that was it for my turn. It's going to go ahead and start off Ogre's turn 1. Ogre's, he goes ahead and he charges Koopa. And I decide, you know what, I don't want to be in combat with the Man-Eaters yet. So I flee Koopa. Koopa comes this way. And sure enough, I take 1 wound of dangerous terrain for running through the water. I think I'm not supposed to because he has Strider, but I thought it was just might have been Forest Strider, so I took 1 anyways, and I took 1 wound onto in the water. But in all fairness, as you can see, this is his Man-Eaters charging. In all fairness, the Man-Eaters are they're whatchamacallit? they only have a 5-up armor, so right now I've got to take advantage of my range advantage. If they got into combat with Koopa and then overran into my forest goblins are dead. So I have one or two turns just to shoot them, make them a little bit thinner before the forest goblins get in trouble there. And of course, he's going to have to fail charge. He moves up just a little bit. I think he actually redirected into the forest goblins or the A-Rock. It was one or the other. And I shot him with a stand and shoot, and gave him one wound, and he just stumbles forward a little bit. I did get what is this? Curse of the Wildwood off. I actually got it off on my last turn. I'm really bad at pictures today. This is really bothering me. But I did get the spell off on my magic phase. I put it on this unit here of the tribesman on the left. He moved forward. He ended up killing off one of his guys just because of the dangerous terrain test that he failed. And then he goes ahead and moves his saber kitties this way, surrounding my goblins here. So magic phase, he got 7 power dice. And he's going to go ahead and he tries to throw up a spell. He fails it. I think it was like Cascading Embers or something else, and he fails it. So he goes ahead and he throws up Burning Bolt, and I dispel that one. I'm like, screw that shit. And then he goes ahead, oh, there it is, Cascading Fire, and he does that onto my squigs. It ends up killing off 3 squigs, and that was it for his turn. He has no real shooting. So it's going to go ahead and do turn 2, Orcs and Goblins. Turn 2. I go ahead and I move my squigs out of the forest because I just didn't want to be in the forest, to be honest. Oh, I'm sorry. They failed charge. That's what it is. They failed charge. I tried to charge the big monster he had over there, and they just didn't make it. As for long shot, he's moving behind the units here. I go ahead and I move up my cave goblins up on the left flank over here. They're getting close enough where they could throw the Madgets into that guy, but I want him to charge them, my squigs, and then once he charges the squigs, I want to be able to just toss it right through him and my squigs. I don't care if my squigs take a damage. Magic phase, I got 11 power dice, which is just wonderful. It's a big magic phase, and first thing I do is I dispel that Cascading Fire. I don't want that thing continuously burning my Nashers down. I go ahead and I throw up one spell. I think this was Shadow Miasma, and he dispelled it. And I go ahead and I throw up Devouring Darkness again, and he dispelled that one again. Ugh, that sucks. So I think that was it for my magic. Again, I think I tried to go for the Curse of the Wildwood as well, and it didn't go off again. Over here, I'm gonna go ahead and throw the. Yeah, this is the web launcher. I don't have the lava anymore. So I go ahead and I throw the web launcher over here. It just drifts off this way and does nothing. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot the rest of the Howdah crew up here at those. Actually, I think I just shot it at them and they did 1 wound. But over here, the forest goblins, Koopa did rally, by the way, but the forest goblins, they kill off one of the kitties, and then they're going to sit there right there. They're probably going to take a counter charge from another kitty. And these guys over here, they're going to go ahead and shoot, and they do 1 wound onto that big monster. I forgot the name of it. I would pull it up, but it's going to take me a little while. Ogre Cons. Let's see. While that's loading, I'll continue on over here. And that was it for my turn. It's going to be Ogre's turn 2. He's going to go ahead and charge. Now, first, I did throw up the Wildwood. See? The Wildwood's on the monster. He's charging the goblins first. And I fail my terror check. I totally forgot about the Unruly. I wanted to stand and shoot because if he was charging me, I was throwing those fanatics out at him, shooting all the bow shots at him, and he's taking dangerous terrain. I wanted him to charge them. But I failed my leadership check, and I'm just thinking like, afterwards, after it happened, and it was like a turn or 2 later, I was like, son of a bitch, I forgot about the Unruly rule, and I am 10 wide, so I could have totally done it. But it didn't matter. My guys fleed, and he redirects into my Nasher herd. I'm like, alright, cool. So you can see these guys ran this way. So he's going to go ahead and try to do a long charge with his tribesmen on the left. He's going to try to do a long charge with his other guys on the right with the great weapons, and I'm like, go for it, you know what I mean? Like the odds of him getting both units in, that's a long charge. He needs a 10 on both, basically. The odds of that happening, maybe he'll get 1 in, but both, it's going to be really, really iffy. Not only that, but the guys on the right, they have great weapons, so I'm not worried about initiative. My orcs are going first. I still have 2 attacks each. The guys on the left, They are actually, I think, might be the same initiative or faster. So that might hurt me really big if they both get in. The Curse of the Wildwood goes off on this guy, and he takes one more wound for charging it to the Nashers, but he gets in, of course. Over here, he's going to go ahead and charge the kitty in, and he's going to try to charge the man-eaters in again. I go ahead and I stand and shoot, and I use it against the man-eaters. I really should have done it against the cat, but I was just like, you know what, I really need to kill some freaking man-eaters, because those guys are just deadly, and I get one wound off on him again, but that was it, and then the cat's going to get in. The man-eaters actually, or the man-eaters, veterans actually fail, and that sucks. Magic Phase, he got 7 power dice. He's going to go ahead and throw up Cascading Fire again, but this time onto my Orcs. So my Orcs are going to take a hit. I might have lost 1 or 2. I don't remember how many I lost here, but sure enough, he tries to do Smoldering Ember onto this unit. I dispel it, and that was basically it for his magic. Over here, this guy right here, he's going to shoot his big ass spear crossbow thrower thing he has at my dragon rammer, and he fails to wound it. And then his impact hits from this guy end up killing off 7 of the Nashers. 7! Holy shit! Actually, I think his impact hits plus his attacks. That's what happened. But the remaining, like 11 or 12 of them, they're going to go ahead and attack, and holy shit. They attack him, they wound him for about like 7 wounds. And I believe he might have had an armor save or something like that, but he didn't save enough. He ends up dying to the Nashers, and the Nashers just hungry hippoing it. They're gonna reform facing this way so they can get a side flank on the following turn on whoever they want. His characters over here are going. They end up killing off 4 of my Orcs. Okay, my Orc Edbashers. Oh, he focuses his energy onto my Shaman, and he ends up killing off my level 4 Shaman, and I was just like, ah, shit. But I go ahead and I attack first on all the Great Weapon guys, because I'm figuring they still gotta attack. If I focus my energy on his characters, his Great Weapon guys have full attacks. If I take out all his Great Weapon guys who are the next up after me, the following initiative, he doesn't have that many attacks back. I might just win combat res. So I go ahead and I attack, and I do 18 wounds. 18! Holy shit! Holy shit. Kill off 6 of these guys. They're going to go ahead and attack back. They kill off a couple more. Alright? I win combat big time. I don't think I got double ones on him. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He did 8 wounds to his double ones. He did 8 wounds to me. He charged. He has a banner and a BSB. Or just a banner. But I definitely have a BSB ranks, and I did 18 wounds. He just has to run. So I'm going to go ahead and chase him down. He rolls, and basically he doesn't run that far. I think he only runs like a 6, and I end up catching him, and I end up chasing him, and I ate his whole unit down. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh, man. This is awesome. I'm sorry. This is awesome. It's just, that was the first kill for my Orcs. That are just regular Orcs. They're not feral Orcs. So, yeah, they held their own against some Ogre tribesmen. Not only that, but they had his general in that unit as well. So I was like, holy crap, that was a pretty big win right there. So, over here, the Saber Cat killed off a couple of my Goblins. They ran from him. They failed to wound him. I think they might have wounded him once, but the cat overruns and hits right into Koopa, and the Goblins get away. It's going to go ahead and start off turn 3 Orcs. First off, I'm going to go ahead and charge the Dragon Rammer, the A-Rock, and my General all into his giant monster in the far reaches. Okay? It's a huge charge. I still call it the Wog, though, because when I call it the Wog, even if my General fails, my Dragon Rammer is going to get extra attacks in. So that's what I want. Just the greenskins to get that extra attack. They're strength 7. They'll go in and hit them. So, these guys don't rally. They fail. They fall off the board. And as you can see, the A-Rock and the Dragon Rammer both got in. My General fails, and he just chills in the back. Okay? Magic Phase. Or, I'm sorry. As you can see, I also charged on the left side my Orcs into his tribesmen, and then also my Nashers into his tribesmen. So, since I called out the Wog, basically everybody's getting extra attacks everywhere. This is just freaking awesome. Magic Phase got 8 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up 4 dice onto Miasma. He stops it. He makes sure he stops that one. I was trying to go for the big spell Miasma just because I wanted to get rid of his, just lower his initiative, have all my orcs attack his tribesmen first, but that didn't happen. So I go ahead and I throw up Turn to Smoke, which lowers his strength, and I get it off, but I do get double sixes, and when I get double sixes, it blows up a chunk of my goblins like this, and I end up killing off like, oh my god, close to about 10 of my goblins, maybe 8. But I passed my panic check, and they're going to go ahead and sit there. I take a wound on my shaman. But the spell went off, and it lowers their strength by 2, which is just ridiculous. Over here, Longshot, he's just going to continue picking at people, and he ends up killing off one of the man-eaters, or the veteran mercenaries, excuse me. And then my A-Rock's going to go ahead and attack. My A-Rock goes and does 2 wounds onto this guy here. My Dragon Rammer does 3 wounds. I don't even know if that's considering the impact hits. I think the impact hits failed. I think I rolled like a 1 or something like that and just didn't do anything. He's going to go ahead and attack back. And, well, I remember what it was. This thing's like a toughness 6. That's what it is. So it's harder to hit him with the impact hits, which are only strength 5. But in the charge, my Orc Ed Bashers do get 2 attacks each because of the Wog. And they're strength 7. So they're going to go ahead and they do their wounds. He goes ahead and attacks back onto the Gargantula. He's really just trying to kill it outright because he has a shit ton of attacks. But he only does 1 wound, or 2 wounds to it. That's it. And I win combat. He's going to run. And I have to overrun. I have to. And I'm telling you why right now. Because if they stay there, the man-eater or the veteran mercenaries are going to countercharge. But if I overrun, I'm out of his line of sight. So I overrun and I go this way. I actually hit the trees with my Dragon Rammer. My Dragon Rammer takes 2 wounds from the dangerous terrain, but that happens. Over here, I forgot to turn off Cascading Fire. It kills off one of my orcs. And that was just a wound from that. But anyways, we'll get back to that combat in a minute. Over here, the cat ends up doing, I believe, maybe 1 wound onto Koopa. And Koopa fails to hurt the damn cat. I have 6 attacks on this cat. 6! 3 from Koopa, who's strength 6, and 3 from the spider who has poison. And I don't even wound the cat once. What the hell, Koopa? What do I take you to these things for? Seriously. The hell, man. Over here, the Squigs, they were freaking hungry. They ate 2 guys. His tribesmen are going. They end up killing off about 9 of my orcs. Okay, my orcs go back and they end up killing off 4 of his regular tribesmen. I left the 2 characters alone, and they're gonna have to fail because again they got charged. I have rank, BSB, banner, a flank, and I also got like 12, 18 wounds again. I think he has like counter probably 9 wounds. He's gonna run again, and this time I just chase him down and I kill him, and we call it there basically. I mean, it's turn 3 or 4 or something like that. But yeah, that was the end of the game. It is a major Orcs and Goblins victory. On a 20-0 scale, I got 19 points because he did kill my Forest Goblins and he did kill my Orc Shaman. So that really does, and plus the Force Goblins have a banner, so he takes the banner points as well. But I wiped out everything except for the veteran mercenaries. That was the only unit left, basically. And honestly, I didn't even have to fight them outright. I could have just surrounded them and shot them for a turn or 2, and then just charged in finally at the end. But sure enough, it was a fun game. It was fun to see a game against something that I struck faster than. Because usually, that's why I have to bring a horde of orcs, because they're going to get their asses killed before they get into combat usually. They get into combat with usually like sword masters, and the sword masters just kill like 20 of them before I get to swing my first orc. So it was kind of fun to see that in action. So I get a big win, and guess what? Len got a big win as well. So then the next game is me against Len. God damn it, we tried to avoid it too. We really did try to avoid it, but game 2, me against Len. As for my brother, he didn't do so hot, and I think Ian might have got a win on this game. I'm trying to remember who Ian fought in the first round. I think it was against Murphy. If it was against Murphy, I think that one was a tie. But as for my MVP, that one's tough. And again, this is always a tough one because either everybody did great or everybody sucked. But I'm gonna have to give my MVP to the combo. Actually, I really like the Squigs. I'm not gonna deny them. They were just monstrous. They were just eating everybody. The Orcs held it down. They killed a shit ton of guys. The Orcs did their job for as much as they did, but the Squigs, point for point, they killed a shit ton of guys for half the point cost, or a third of the point cost than the Orcs. The Squigs, the Nashers, excuse me, quote unquote, Nashers just held it down, and the Nashers are just definitely my MVP. My Lava was definitely the second LVP. The biggest LVP is Koopa. Koopa taking dangerous terrain and dying and getting his butt. Can't even kill a freaking saber kitty. Longshot was actually a solid character, just picking at people. He always hitting on 4s is pretty nice. Kind of play it safe with a woof. That way he can just run around and just shoot whoever the hell he wants to shoot. Clear up chaff, clear up whoever he wants to. The Dragon Rammer and Ragnarok, or Gargantula, they did great. They just took out that monster by themselves. But the Nashers, they took out a monster by themselves, and they took out a good chunk of tribesmen. And they proved to be a flanker, which I didn't expect that to happen. Yeah, so that's basically how it went. There's no chicken head in this game, guys. Sorry. And I do feel like chicken head would have been a lot more useful than Koopa, but I was trying to save on points. This is what happens. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I got 2 more games at the tournament. Right now I'm going to the top table, which is, guess what, the same freaking table I'm on, even though it is definitely not the top table. The top table is the one right next to me, which is nice, has a little shelf, has a little area for the dead bodies. Mine, not so much. I was putting my dead bodies on their table. I was like, screw it, they got the extra space. I'm going to just do it because they keep on putting me on this stupid table. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I would love to hear some feedback and comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace.